Alright, welcome to this extra live stream. There'll still be one at 7 p.m. British summertime tonight. This is just an additional one. So in this live stream, my plan is to create only a front-end application using VueJS, Buefy, which is based upon Bulma, which is only CSS framework, so we actually don't need that. Just wanted to show you quickly. And then we can go in and set that up. So we're going to use VueCLI, which you can find in here, and you can just install it with npm or yarn, and then we can go into creating a new project. So first of all, we should just go in here. I've just created a new workspace in Visual Studio Code, and we can just click View Create, and then just say App. Alright, so while this is creating, what we want to do now is we just want to go in here to Buefy. So you have the opportunity to choose between font awesome or material design as icons. There's multiple options, and I am going with material design icons because that's easier to set up, and it's also free, all of them in there, so that's why I'm choosing that. So with that said, now that we've gotten into here on the VueCLI, it asks us if we want to use Babel or if we want to use a different one. We're just gonna go with Babel as default. So you just hit enter, and then it will start generating the application. So VueJS is literally free, and you can use it with Laravel or something like that. You can also just use it without anything like Laravel. So basically, using VueCLI is just an easy way to go in and create an application. It contains prototyping as well, so there's no unused variables in your JavaScript code or anything like that, so you just like have an organized and more structured code. It helps you ensure that. Also, beside that, there will be the opportunity to go in here and use Buefy, which is a VueJS CSS framework, which basically is a bit more, it has a bit more animations and stuff like that compared to the normal Boomla, and it has a bit different functions because it uses JavaScript, which Boomla doesn't really use. So you can, for example, go in here and search for jQuery, and you can use the autocomplete here, or you can go in and have just a regular menu. There's even a sidebar and all of these things. So back to the start here. Let's go in here and copy and paste this, and let me know if there's any questions. So we can go inside the public folder here, and in here we can paste in our link to the material icon, sorry. So we can just put in a comment maybe saying, and then beside that, there's not much really to do in here. So what we want to do now is we want to go into the app directory, then we want to serve this application and see what we got. So if you just give this a second, it will just quickly start up here, and what it allows to now is basically go in here, and we have this. This is what we start out with having. Well, one of the things we want to add in already is Buefy. So let's go into npm install Buefy. And then we can actually go in here in the source code, and I reckon we don't actually need the star here, and we don't really need to use this one. We will actually like to rename this component, so we want to change this component to navigation. So if we just go in here and say navigation, and later on we will just go in and change the message here. We don't want to have any message, but for now we're just going to leave it as it is. So inside our navigation here, we can go in and just quickly remove everything in here. So you want to call this navigation again, and then do you want to call app name, which also needs to be a string. And just for now, let's just leave the message up in the top here, but we're gonna get rid of that later. And also let's go in and just remove this here and just call this nav. Alright, so inside Buefy we can now go in under layouts and elements. Actually we can go down here to navigation bar, and what we actually just want to do is we want to copy and paste this, and we want to get rid of this. Well, now it would just return an error when we just copy and paste this in here, so if we just remove this here, and then we can go in and just format the document. And we also don't need the additional CSS down here. So right now this will return an error because this is actually loading in Bulma element, but we don't have Bulma set up in here in the main JS file. So what we want to do now is we want to go inside our start page here, and we can quickly just copy and paste these two here, and that will actually allow us now to use Buefy. And another thing is this application automatically reloads every time there's something new. We can also just get rid of the logo inside the application file here, and we can put in app name, and let's just say that would be daily code. So now we actually have in here a navigation bar. If we make this to a smaller screen and click here, it will automatically allow us to use this one here to actually see it in better view. So what we actually can do is we can put in, like for example, an image, but we need to put it in like this. So actually what we can do instead, maybe we can make this even more clean by saying app name, and then we can have app logo. So the app logo we put in here, and that needs to be a string. It just needs to be the URL to the logo. And then we can say inside here we can make a template here. And what we want to do here is we want to say, and then we want to check if the app logo is empty, and then we want to have one where the app logo is not empty. So if the app logo is not empty, we want to go in instead and say img source. Then we want to put in we also want to have just one here for if both of them are empty. And then we just want to say we can just put in something in random dummy text here, but just put in, for example, app logo, and then just say can't load page app name. But if we now go in and put something like this, it will just say app. However, if we now go in and try to load in the asset here, it would then go in and choose that. But for now, we just want to have a name here. We don't need to have the Vue logo. And then we can just say daily code. But you should get the idea of this. So also, please remember to smash that like button if you think this is a good video, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. Alright, so what we can do now is we can go in here and let's go in and actually go in and set up a login page. So we want to create our own login page here. So let's go inside form control and then inside input. And then what we can do here is we can go and just copy this one field here. And we want to create a component for this. We want to call this login. And we want to add it in here. And then we want to say import login from components login.vue. And then we want to go down here to the bottom, and we just want to go in and copy and paste this because that's literally just what we need. Then we want to go in and call this login. And then also we want to have no props in here for now, so just see what this error is. Yeah, because we need to put element inside. That's because it uses the type checking, so it will just check if there's any lack of anything. So what we actually want to put this class as is we want to put it as a box. And again, this is something you'll be able to find in the Bulma documentation, or by going through layouts and elements. These are the ones that's not being customized, but just using the default ones. So you can find that on Bulma's website. Alright, so what we can do here is we can go in and create a title. And also remember that on each page there should ideally be one H1 document, which will make your website easier to rank on Google. Otherwise it might give Google harder to actually understand the structure of your website. So we want to say sign in or login. And then we want to put in a form here. And this is again purely just front end. So it's just to show you how to use Buefy. So this is not like how to make a login system with Buefy. This is a bit more simple and just show you how to get started with Buefy and VueCLI and so on. So now we have this here. What we want to put in, username / email. We will put in login and an additional field of password we want. And also, to keep more structure, I like to add inside the form object. The reason why this is purely just because this allows me to keep more structure when there's a lot of variables in your component. And then we can say form, then we can say login, and so what we can actually just go and look at here is we can basically just go and like this. And I'm not sure why this error is given here. Let's just try to save and see what it says. That's why, because we need to add the colon there, sorry. Alright, so if we then go in here, format the document, add in a button on the end just by saying b button. Let's put outlined. Alright, so in here now we have this one here. So obviously we want to add some styling in here. So first of all, inside our app component, we want to actually add this inside a container class. So as you see here, that is a bit more organized now. And then additionally, we just want to go in here and say style, and then we want to put in SCSS, and then here we just want to say margin top 10. So let's just add in that here. And we also need to install the SAS loader. So if we go in and say npm I or install SAS, and I think it's SAS loader. And we can actually add that to the login component. So if we go in here, outside the box here, and maybe we actually want to make this 50 just to make it a bit more spacing in it. So if we go in here and put 50 pixels and change the name here. And then inside the bottom component here, we just want to have the one that's outline. So we want to have is primary. Alright, so now we want to add in basically this one and make this a title. So what we can do there is we can just go inside here and put in the class of title. Alright, so this is a very simple login form here. Now let's say that we want the user to be able to sign up as well, and we also want the user to have forgot password page and stuff like that. So let's go in and just create this here. Inside here we want to have you forgotten your we won't create those pages, but we can just go in and create the links here. I mean, obviously you would use the view router link too, but this is a very simple tutorial, so we're just gonna stick with the basic. Or your email. And then let's put this inside authentication, and then put in here. And then additionally, we just want to put in an HR here. Alright, so this is how you can make a login form here. One thing more I like to do in the styling is, and this is inside here, I don't want to actually add it other places because this will be looking better. So what we can do here is we can literally just go in and add in this component. Okay, so we should actually put just the, okay, so if we put it like this instead. Now we have a container here, and if we go and resize again, as you can see here, we still have the same easy to use layout here. We have a login form. We have the ability to add in view router links here as much as you want. You can go in and customize the navigation bar to a really good extent, and really just go in and customize it as much as you want. And we also have a lot of other options, but for now I just want to go in here and I want to basically allow the user to register. And no, actually wait, before we do that, let's go in and add some validation here. So we can actually go in and say maximum length, it's gonna be 200, and we can say required, and then put in area required, true, and then let's go in and add the same to the password. I mean, maybe you won't add this inside the password validation field here, but this is just to give you an idea of it. And then if we go in here and say type password, And then also we want to go inside the input field here, and we want to go in here and put in password reveal, which now use a password software, so this will look like this, but there will usually also be an icon over here. So if I just type in something, so the streaming software just accidentally quit, so it will just be back on in 2 seconds. Alright, so if we now go in, beside that we can also go in here and put in long validation here. I'm sorry about the streaming software accidentally quitting. I'm not sure why this is happening, but point being that this is how we can basically set up a VueJS application really easy here. So it looks like my streaming software won't give up and quitting, but hopefully this will work. So I'll just try to keep it going, but if it keeps quitting on forwards, I will try to change some of the settings. I'll just do a live stream tonight as well, which will be at 7 p.m. So that will be in a couple of hours. So if you also want to follow up there, let me know. Alright, so what we want to do now is we want to create a register component. And inside our login component here, we want to go in here, inside our login component, if you just want to load. And in here we want to basically change this to a paragraph. And then we want to go in, basically put in another one here. And here we want to, I'm just going to see if I can do something to maybe speed up a bit. This software will help me actually get up to speed a bit. Alright, so in here we can go in and basically say, haven't got a user, please register here. So what we can do here is we can put in a link, just put this to register, and we don't want to use any sort of like view router, because we want to use this with a model. So what we want to do here is we want to say v on click, and then we want to basically just say show register. Alright, so what we can do in here is we can go just underneath here, and we can create something called methods, and we want to just so make this show register. And just for now, just put in a let of 1 just to see that it actually will work. Okay, so the error here is because we need to put this here. So if you now say this should register. This actually should work here, but this is just a prototype here. Okay, so I'm not sure why this doesn't want to work. Alright, I will actually just Google this here and then see why. View there's huge amount of lag here, I'm not sure why. I think maybe this is a good place to stop and then continue this project tonight, and then either A, extend this project tonight, or B, we can finish this project and then we can go in and do an additional project. I'm not sure, what do you guys think, because this lagging is a bit bothering me, so I would like to hear what your opinion is. But otherwise I think this would actually be it for today's video. So again, tonight at 7 p.m. there will be one more live stream, and this one will be fairly bit longer, and it will also be one where I would like to hear your suggestions on what could be done. You can also come in and join my Discord server, and I can just again give you the link here. Alright, here you go. So if you want to join the Discord server, you can do it here. Please come in and join, put suggestions, ask me if you need any help with any code. So that will be all for this video. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.